try my best to get through this because it was Grandslam. And then, of course, I missed Raw. But, shit happens. And then also we have Smackdown, which I want to review because that was a good show. I mean, yeah. It's kind of cool because, Extreme Rules is starting to look up. And, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we were going to do play-by-play, but whatever. And so, anyhow, yeah, let's get to it. So, we had started off the night with the Ring of Honor World Championship. We got Claudio Castagnoli versus Chris Jericho, which I believe was a very good match, one of the best matches of the night. And again, two veterans in the ring. Obviously, Claudio was awesome as Ring of Honor champion, and he's been in Ring of Honor before. Obviously, Chris Jericho hasn't. Now, this match, there was a lot of back and forth, and you didn't really know who was going to win. And yes, Claudio did the swing. I wanted to say Cesaro's swing, but he did the swing. He did one attempt of it, but you had Chris Jericho try to do the Walls of Jericho, and then, of course, you have the point where the ref gets distracted. Chris Jericho grabs Floyd, and he actually does use it. And then a backstabber for the win. And your new Ring of Honor champion. So it's like, okay, so Chris Jericho, as I said, is not a Ring of Honor wrestler. Has never been in Ring of Honor. Everywhere else, I'm sure that would be cool. And I think, is it awesome to see him as the champion? We'll see where this goes. I would have honestly preferred that not happen, just because I don't know how much sense that would make. But, regardless, Ring of Honor hasn't been a company in a long time, and they're associated with Impact Wrestling and All Elite. So, yeah, this is fine. But, again, we'll see where this goes. You have the Acclaim versus Swerve, Glory. And this was a good match, too. Obviously, it was interesting because this was actually a really good match as well. And you had Keith Lee do a lot of moves that, again, don't see too many big men do. But, yeah, just pretty fucking amazing. But, yeah, you know what? It was another surprise. And titles changed hands. The Acclaim became the new Tag Team Champions. So, I think that's cool. I'm pretty sure people are happy about it. And it's well deserved. They're the most popular tag team in AEW right now. So, yeah. That's good on them, I guess. You have the All-Atlantic Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Pac. We all know that Orange Cassidy is unique in the ring. And it was pretty cool to watch. He psyched out Pac with the kicks and did a drop kick. Pac did a drop kick of his own. And yeah, actually, this was a disqualification match. And Orange Cassidy ended up going over. Actually, I think this was I'll have to look it up. But anyways, yeah. It's Toni Storm defeating Athena, Britt Baker, and Serena Deeb to retain the Women's Championship. And I thought that was okay. It was not one of my favorite matches of the night. But I think Toni Storm with the title right now is a good thing. And I would have preferred Athena. But in due time, I guess. So, You got Bryan Danielson versus John Moxley. This was really good too. I mean, you got two members of the Blackpool Combat Club, and there was a lot of chops, a lot of really good wrestling holds, and it was pretty cool. John Moxley did a curb stomp, which I did mark out for. I thought that was pretty cool, given the past of the Shield and WWE, but after that, of course, doing the Death Rider, and yeah, this was cool. You have John actually go over and retain the title, so I mean, that was pretty cool in itself. So, yeah, there it is. Dynamite. Grand Slam. So, before I go any further, we have the debut of Paige, or now she's going as Soraya, which I think is pretty cool. We haven't seen her in a couple of years. I can't remember how long. Well, I haven't seen her since 2015, I guess. So, yeah, she broke her neck. And then, yeah, basically, she was in the news quite a bit. But now she's back in professional wrestling. And I think, if Bryan Danielson can wrestle again, then obviously I think that she can. Why not? So, but anyways, we have Rampage, Sting and Darby Allin versus Brody King and Buddy Matthews. This was a really good match, and I mean, these four really beat the shit out of each other, and I think Sting definitely one of the best, for his age, right? So that's cool. And then they went back to Gorilla, and well, they went beside their wrestling, and you have the return, I guess, so to speak, of the Great Muta. And haven't seen him in a while. Not since, I can't remember when in Impact he was in. But he still looks in good shape. He did the spray mist. And then, of course, the death drop on Matthews to get the win. And yeah, Sting and Muta Hopkins stand tall after the match. That's really cool because they have had encounters in WCW, so kind of really awesome to see that. You have Angel Parker and Matthew Menard from the Jericho Appreciation Society to take on Action Bronson and Hook. And this match was pretty cool. Of course, Bronson was rapping, coming to the ring. This was a pretty good match too, and I mean, Bronson's a brick shit house, and basically, yeah, it was really no match, and Bronson and Huck won. But yeah, really cool just to see that, and I think in the future I would definitely see tag team champions. I mean, Bronson's that good, so I would hope that he gets a title in the future. You have Jake Cardhill defending the TBS championship, and yeah, this was Diamond. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This match was good. Obviously, Jane won. So, yeah, I guess still dominant. You have Samoa Joe and Wardlow take on Tony Nese and Josh Woods. This was a good match. And, yeah, basically, Wardlow had the Powerbomb Symphony on Smart Mark. And, yeah, they win the match. That was pretty cool. I mean, both talented wrestlers. And I mean, nothing to take away from Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Josh Woods obviously had a stellar career in the last little while in Ring of Honor, so you have Jungle Boy Jack Perry takes on Ray Phoenix, And obviously a really good match. Those two really went to town, and like Jungle Boy wins, and Christian Cage came out with Luchasaurus. And yeah, basically power bombs Jungle Boy, which yeah, just crazy. I think they are gonna have a much better feud and a match coming soon. So I can't wait to see what happens. I have Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society backstage promo, and yeah, you have Chris and Daniel Garcia have a confrontation, kind of, and so we'll see where that goes too. And I'm not quite sure when the turn's gonna happen, but I'm sure it will. Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston. This was a really good match. And yeah, I mean, Eddie Kingston is one of the baddest motherfuckers in AEW. And yeah, it was basically a count. It was a count out. I mean, Kingston didn't want to obey orders, and there it was. Security had to come out. Kingston fought them off. So, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out in the future, but yeah, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Paul White comes out to join commentary for this match for the Battle Royal golden ticket to face the AEW champion, Jon Moxley. You had a lot of really good competitors: Dalton Castle, Matt Hardy, Trent, Brian Cage, Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty, The Blade, Chuck Taylor, Hager. Yeah, this was cool. Davari, but of course, the winner of this match, Hangman Adam Page. Cowboy shit. So, yeah, it'll be Jon Moxley versus Adam Page for the AEW World Champion, and honestly kind of wish that he had another opponent. I mean, it's just going to be the same guys, and you know, it is what it is. It was nice to see Dalton Castle in there, but yeah. But that was Rampage, 2 hours. It was, I tried to watch most of it, but there you go. So you have the Bloodline start off with Sami Zayn, obviously. You have Roman Reigns, who tells Solo to acknowledge him. I don't know if they're going to call him Solo Sika anymore, or Solo Sikoa, whichever. Obviously it works for me. But anyways, yeah, Solo says he acknowledges him, and Roman wants Sammy to take the Bloodline shirt off, and you know, there's hesitation, but then Jay takes the shirt off, which Roman unveils a new shirt. Of course, Sami Zayn, honorary Uce. So yeah, basically that's it. Sami Zayn is a part of the Bloodline, which kind of figured that was going to happen. Well, I don't know how long it's going to last, but Sammy ends up hugging him, and yeah, they leave the ring. Not sure what's going to happen with that, but we'll see. Lacey Evans versus Liv Morgan. Yeah, I don't know if they started face painting the military camouflage on Lacey and kind of forgot to finish, but it was kind of weird looking and whatever. But this was a really good match. Lacey started off really strong, and then basically Liv took over and hit the Oblivion for the win. But she went outside. She was going to use the kendo stick, and she hesitated, of course, put it down, but then picked it up and just wailed the shit out of Lacey. Then put Lacey in the White Russian on the apron, then she put her on the table and did a splash, which was very cool. It was very cool to see how aggressive she was, ready for Extreme Rules with Ronda Rousey. So I'm actually looking forward to that now. You have the New Day versus the Maximum Male Models, and this was a good match too. I think that we're gonna have LA Knight return. I mean, I was kind of hoping for that. He kind of left in frustration with the New Day basically beat the Maximum Male Models for the win. So this match was pretty cool. You have the crew coming out in ringside and tightening up the ropes and everything else, because it was Otis versus Braun. Braun Strowman versus Otis Dozovic, and yeah, I mean, Otis is a bit smaller in height, but these two really beat the shit out of each other. They, Otis tried to lift Braun. I can't remember. He tried it, he failed. Braun did another power bomb, got the win. Eventually, yeah, it was Braun Strowman. I knew that was going to happen. We have Chad and Otis on the outside. At one point, Braun gets out of the ring, does the train charge, and knocks them both down. But yeah, Braun Strowman won. Very cool. You had the fireball attack by Scarlett. So what happened was, Drew comes out, challenges Karrion Kross to a strap match at Extreme Rules, which I thought was pretty cool. Then you have Scarlett coming out, distracting Drew. Karrion sneaks up behind him, puts him in a cross jacket, and says, "You fell into our trap, we accept." So that's cool. And then you have Scarlett getting in the way of Drew. Somehow this fireball came out and hit Drew. It was pretty shitty. I mean, when they played it in slow motion, it didn't look that way. But, well, no worse than Hogan. But, yeah, this was an interesting segment, and yeah, it'll happen. Drew McIntyre and Killer Karrion Kross. Yeah, I can't wait. You have Dakota Kai and Raquel Rodriguez, the two former NXT Tag Team Champions, and this was a good match too. There was a point where Shotzi Blackheart came out and he evened the odds when Raquel was getting her ass kicked. But anyways, yeah, she ended up winning. You have Shotzi and Raquel stand tall, looking at Dakota, and Damage Control. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I mean, possible new tag team champions in the future. I mean, you saw Shotzi and Tegan, and then, who knows what's going to happen with that. I think, honestly, in my opinion, when they turned Shotzi Blackheart heel, I thought that was a really big mistake. But she's a face again, and yes, it's probably because Aaliyah's injured, but I still think this was the right call. I don't know the motive of her turning heel in the first place. You have the Usos and the Brawling Brutes for the Tag Team Championships, and I mean, we gotta turn Butch into Pete Dunne again. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you get used to it, then it goes back to the way it was type situations for me. But this was a really good match. But yeah, I mean, there was no amount of finger snapping that, didn't allow the Usos. They got the victory, and it wasn't without the help of Solo and Sammy. But it was still a good match. And I mean, yeah, just like Shotzi and Raquel, I could see the Brawling Brutes as the tag team champions at some point. So, Who really knows? But this was a really good show too, and I didn't see Raw. That would have been nice, but things just happened. So, anyways, there it is. Talk to you later. Bye.
Anymore. So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. But I think that there's this myth out there that Jamie Keller that's why he took pleasure in cutting WCW. I don't think that's the case at all. Because if you look at some of his earlier interviews, like